Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second game here of Geek Fam vs Resurgence. It was really quick, both teams not hesitating to go back into battle.
I mean, 20 minutes in the first game, you don't want to take a 25-minute break after that. So, LeBlanc, right off the bat, they're not going to be changing things much. We have to see how Geek Fam try to bounce back from that game. Or is this where the dread starts creeping? You're 0-3 against them already. And all the games have been very convincing one-sided stomps so far. Especially from the bot lane, that is where the hole seems to be building, and it looks like they have chosen to swap sides this time around. So Geek Fam will be on the blue team, and we have to see if they do open up the Rakan pick or if they do choose to go for that.
Yeah, Rakan was instant locked by Resurgence the previous game when they were blue side, so the priority definitely shown by Kra there in that game. A lot of impact done in the bot lane, especially when they had that Xayah paired with it. So of course a strength here for Resurgence really is the bot lane.
Definitely, and I think limiting the support pool would be what I would try to do if I were playing up against Resurgence right now. But they are not electing to ban any supports, just choosing to take out mid laners. So there's a Karma support being banned on as well. So this might be them saying that, yeah, we're just going to first pick the Morgana, then see where we go from there.
It's really all up in the air now. I want to see the Cassiopeia though be picked up by Raven again, just because of how good he was on that. So much dominance in the jungle. Kralix on that Trundle, on that Skarner, both completely fine. You just want someone that can control the map for him. So Morgana, as you mentioned, a strong pick but banned away.
Making sure that they do not have the first pick Morgana available to themselves. It looks like the priority of Morgana on this 8.10 patch from the Singaporean teams are very high, but that opens up the Astro, which is instantly first picked by the Geek Fam team.
Yup, and Rakan, as we predicted as well, being instant locked away by Kra. So the Trundle as well, actually pretty similar draft from Resurgence that we saw the previous game. If it's not broken, don't fix it.
And I think now the question is, you've given over to Rakan, you know the Xayah might be the follow-up. What do you play into that? So the previous game, Alistar didn't quite work out. Or they might just go for the Alistar again and say that, okay, we have to be careful at level 1. Let's not fall for the level 1 cheese once again. Is there going to be an Astro jungle? They're just going to pick the Xayah away?
Yeah, okay.
They locked in the Xayah, wow!
Wow, this is interesting. So it could be Ezreal jungle, as you mentioned, or maybe Ezreal in the mid lane. They want to deny...
Astro jungle is a Trundle. Astro range champion, lots of damage, no stats for Trundle to steal.
Okay, so that's interesting, right? They could do the Ezreal jungle, come in with the Xayah. Now they might have to focus on getting a support tank or a top lane tank, because as it stands, they are extremely squishy.
No, but here's the thing about Astro jungle. It's so low economy, you cannot get the double tier stacking going. And unless this is a Xayah mid lane or Xayah jungle, I think this is... We have to see how the draft progresses, and they're going for the Galio as well. We have to really see what Geek Fam are going for over here.
Yeah, I like this Galio thus far, because that's one answer, right? You need some sort of frontline engage to kind of prevent Rsg from just overrunning you. So Galio's a good answer there. Varus as well as Rakan. This is a strong duo.
Varus Rakan, I like it. It's got lots of crowd control, it's got lots of proactivity. Now the question is, what do they start to ban out over here? I definitely want to see the Shen ban coming through from the side of Geek Fam, because the Shen Rise is a very strong combination. They didn't even use that all the previous game, because the Rise was just finding so much mileage by himself. But even if he's not able to find that mileage, the Shen gives him the additional boost that he needs.
It was a Camille Rise the previous game, a Shen Cassiopeia. So they could run the Camille...
Fiora.
Sorry, what am I saying? Yes, not Fiora. Not Camille, Fiora. So they could run the Shen Rise this game, but Cassiopeia taken away by Geek Fam, and Fiora being respect banned away from Shiny. And I think that's Rsg just saying we don't want to have to deal with this tank buster. And the previous game he had a really good performance. I just don't want him to pop off any chance of that happening.
Now the question here is, Swain is an option. I believe it's a good pick into the Galio. And there's a very strong setup with the Trundle together with the Swain, and I think that the Yasuo is on the table once again.
Yeah, Yasuo, Swain, all these champions are definitely things that are facilitated by the current draft. I like that the Varus as well as the Rakan all facilitate the Swain pick, so...
This is the Shen pick.
Ornn.
They go for the Ornn, okay. I'm cool with that. I think the Ornn's pretty good here as well.
Yeah, but with the Braum available still, I feel like Geek Fam can just pick the Braum here and neutralize a lot of what Ornn brings to the table. We have to see if that's something that they want, because if they do Braum, Galio, that's a strong front line to buy time for Xayah as well as Ezreal to just deal damage later on.
So just throw tanks in the front line and then have the damage from the back line, but then you actually lack quite a fair bit in terms of magic damage. Actually, the Gallo does provide a fair bit of that, so perhaps that could be doable. They're going to go for the Malphite over here, so they're just going to go for all-ins. The Malphite into the Gallo into the everything after that, and that's the Malphite Yasuo coming through from
Are they
there.
really going all in here? If this is a Yasuo, it's like them playing poker and really going all in, because this is the game that will decide whether they go to game 3 or if they're eliminated, and Resurgence takes the sole spot as the regional representative. Instead, it might be the Jarvan here. Okay, so this is an interesting draft. That's it.
Jarvan jungle, Jarvan Galio. That's a combination coming through, and that's Ezreal support. Interesting, very interesting. Ezreal support into the Rakan. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's definitely not Zara support. I'm quite convinced it's not Zara support. And Ezreal support, he has got quite a fair bit of bulk.
Yeah, fair enough.
He can function as a poor man's karma. Functions, yeah, kind of as a poor man's karma in the lane matchup.
He trades a lot of the utility and sort of spell protection for extra damage. So
And they do it. They go for the Yasuo.
okay, sure.
So Yasuo into Galio in the mid lane. I'm not sure how this matchup works. I'm not sure if it favors Yasuo, but he does have the Trundle set up for it. And on the side of Rsg as well, I feel that they have a lot of tools to disengage away from it. But they have a very stationary AD carry in the form of Varus, and they don't really have a way to protect it.
Yeah, I think when the Galio Jarvan dive comes in, that Varus is going to be in a whole world of hurt. It's going to be up to Raven here to kind of position properly.
So lots of fire engage. I mean, that's the Jarvan as well, the Malphite, so many things that can go for the Varus.
Now, I might be mistaken by the overlay. Yeah, okay, so they're just going to swap everything up because there was a failure to swap all the champions in time properly. So
I think that the first pick was an Astro,
Right.
the bar picked a different support.
okay, so we're going to swap back to our brackets for now and try to figure out what's going on in the game. Hopefully we have some answers for you soon, because
We'll be right back.
yeah, we will be right back.
Okay, here we are. Back here, let's take a look at the picks and bans one more time. And this is a very interesting draft coming through. Double AD carry in the bot lane. Like I said, I think this is an Astro support. This is the poor man's karma that we were discussing. And on the other side, the rest of the Geek Fam composition is an all-team composition. They want to go for the Malphite, into the Jarvan, into the Gallo. But I think here is that if they are unable to burst them out from that, retreating away from this is a problem. They don't really have disengage tools to back away. Yes, Zaya is a disengage tool of sorts, but she's not the one jumping in together with the Galio, as well as the Malphite and Jarvan.
Yeah, so we are loading into game, and like you mentioned, trying something new here. Ezreal priority, was it so much so that they had to ban that, pick that away though?
Well, I think that's definitely part of it, and I think that they are looking at this game and they're thinking, Ciela had a huge stand-up performance in the previous game. So maybe let's just focus on lots of things that can kill the one squishy target on the side of RSG. The one immobile squishy target, that's Varus. Now, I think it's time to ballpark a number. How many times do you think Ciela will die this game?
Oof. This is tough, right? Because this is such an immobile AD carry, and Ciela proved himself to be worthy of getting camped the previous game. I'm gonna say a safe number, 2, right? 2 is a good number for me.
2 only?
Yeah, in lane two times.
In lane 2 times, across the entire game, however long you think it lasts.
Oh well, maybe 4 kills. Ciela has proven his worth to me. I feel like he's really solid as AD carry.
I'm gonna say 2 times as well.
Okay.
Once when the Malphite makes a TP play to the bottom side of the map, and the second time is when they all on the Ciela, and then Geek Fam loses the game after that. 2 times this entire game.
Okay.
That's how much faith I have in Ciela.
Oh, I feel like the heroic Demacia might be a bit of a danger towards Ciela though once the roams coming in from Galio start to impact the bot lane. So that's another danger that's really, I worry about. If I'm Ciela, I'd be like, well, shit, every time the Jarvan comes bot, I'm probably gonna die.
I mean, it's one thing to say that to have the Gallo come bot, it's another thing for the Gallo to actually make the rotation towards the bot side. He's up against the Yasuo Trundle combination. And I'm not exactly sure how this works. I'm not sure who the lane favors, but I'm inclined to say it favors Yasuo early on. But we have to see how it pans out.
Well, he did take the bone plate, so actually he's gonna be quite healthy against a lot of the harass coming in, and he went for Conqueror as well. So this is looking really good here for Raven. I like the setup that he brought in here.
And once again, creative level 1s coming through from Resurgence. I like the way that they've been playing these. They cheese out their opponents in the first game. This time, they go for an invade, and now it's a 3-man wraparound.
Yeah, this is a 3-man wraparound, but the Ezreal can't do anything here to keep the Xayah alive. They ignite down early and
on to 2
as well. That is sick. So that is gonna be a kill. And the second one, the chomp, can he get it? No! The red bubble
gets it!
finished him off, and I spoke too soon. That's an early cheese coming in. Crawling space out alive as well. We'll have to see how the reply comes in here for Geek Fam, because you can see the Jarvan leaping over the wall already. And hello, the taunts in the mid lane.
No, I'm looking at this. This is a team that's reminiscent of teams like Flash Wolves. Teams that are very good at playing around the bot lane. They know how to set the level ones to set themselves a hit, and they're able to convert. We see teams that are able to do this. They win the domestic championships. The TCL team, Supermassive. They had a lot of these level 1 tactics that they used to successfully win the spring split back at home. And now we're seeing Resurgence having a level of cerebralness in terms of planning all these level 1s and getting the priority down to make these plays happen.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. Didn't put the scoreboard up, but there you go, guys. Meanwhile, on the top side, some more trades coming in, and it's looking pretty good thus far for Revive. Banning out the Fiora is working out for RSG thus far.
Malphite is actually a very difficult matchup into Orange because you just get shoved in all the way and then you end up sitting under the turret. In fact, we only see the lane in this position simply because they know that the jungler is in a vertical jungling position. But even then, he's still winning the trades against the Malphite.
So RSG no slouches themselves in the top side. In the mid lane, small CS gap going the way of Raven, Ciela, and Kra looking very healthy. I like the taunts coming in. This is sort of like a bit of friendly professional sportsmanship, but also a bit BM. Like, they know each other, so it's cool.
Well, I mean, it's a mid lane, it's a melee versus melee matchup. You have to be careful, and if you got nothing to do, just drop the taunts against one another. It's not like you get banned for dancing the river or something like that.
It's like a gentleman's agreement that we're just gonna farm and not try to all in one another.
Oh, they go. Should you also attacks in the mid lane?
The bot lane is really where all the danger is at though, because the feathers coming in from Xayah is starting to stack up a bit, and even with the early kill that they picked up, the Xayah is picking up a CS lead.
CS lead for the Xayah. It's not so much that she picked up a CS lead, it's because of that of Kra and Ciela electing to recall after they got the first 2 kills down. So there was huge drift that was pushed in, and Olivia Baron was able to pick that up.
Missing the grand entrance, having to leap back and flashing out that one. Kra in a lot of danger now. Olivia Baron taking the return run of damage from Ciela. So trades all across the board on the bot lane.
Okay, let's just fix this a little bit here. There we go.
Kra now has to play a bit more carefully without the flash, but we see again coming in from Kralix, uses the pillar and then walks away. So actually coming in just to say hi and then backing off. Meanwhile in the mid lane, he might be turning his sights towards this Galio.
Gonna be a level 6 soon. About half more of an experience bar. I think that should be 3 more waves until he reaches the level 6 mark, and that is when we will see the Trundle Yasuo setup going to be coming through. But the Trundle's going to be coming here anyway. That should be the flash being forced here, I believe. I think he's tanky enough, so he's just going to be landing a taunt in fact. And
oh, the taunt! He uses the taunt emote as well as the taunt skill. This is next level taunting. Good stuff.
Is Raven going to go through the gentleman's agreement to land recall? He does. That's a very interesting move coming through from him. Probably doesn't want to get baited into getting taunted under the turret.
Raven just wants to clear the wave out and back off, it seems like. So, as you mentioned, gentleman's agreement. Let me clear the wave and back off, and I'll let you have this wave as well. Oh, hold on, bot lane. No flash does mean that Kra will fall immediately, and you can see Olivia Baron, that Xayah very low as well. Ignite was used by 404 to secure that kill.
I mean, this is an Asper's support.
Yeah.
I guess it's a more aggressive poor man's karma. I'm not sure how much they've been practicing this, but honestly it's really cool. It gets me one of the priority picks, and you have quite a bit of a bully lane. The Malphite roaming over. Is he gonna try for it?
Oh no, he's just here to taunt. I think. Oh, uses that flash away magnificently, but there are 3 members here now. Oh my goodness, it's just a dog pile onto this Yasuo, and he's gonna fall as well. There's only so much a man can dodge, Jensen.
Does he get it? Oh, left with a sliver of health. 16 health left on the Malphite.
That's pretty sick, but this does mean Revive will get some time alone in the top lane to just farm it out.
And Malphite's going to be missing all the CS on the top side of the map. So we're going to see a significant level lead for the Ornn now that he's able to safely recall and walk back to the lane. Big plays, big rotations coming through. This is the combination coming together. But you want to be able to convert this into at least damage on the objectives.
Yeah.
The only thing that they got was the kill on the Yasuo. It's just 300 gold, that's it.
Because it really is expanding a lot of resources to get, a kill for it. And if they can't convert into some sort of map-wide pressure, then they will end up losing the game in the long run.
But more interestingly enough, since this is a very aggressive Astro in the bottom side of the map, he has a Kleptomancy rune as well that's going to be helping him get a fair bit of items.
Dollar bills.
I kind of wonder what itemization will he be going for now. The last time we saw an 80 carry in the flex into the support position was the Misfortune, all the way back at Worlds in 2016.
Yeah, but even then also you just kind of go for armor pen and use your out and die, right?
But I don't think you want to be doing that with Astro.
Yeah, definitely not at all. I think a tier is something that he might be looking towards. Hopefully just scale naturally by using his Mystic shots. It's something that looks pretty decent for him.
But I have to say, the poke is rather obnoxious on the side of it. Just repeatedly just showering those long range skill shots, and then Jarvan repeatedly backing them up as well.
Yeah, and Kra can't sustain these trades up just because of the range difference, as we see the engage coming in instantly, and Henson Desmond finding a kill for himself. Ciela will be the target and fall immediately. Resurgence not looking so hot in this game too.
The taunt does land on the Yasuo. That's the knockup. Here comes the Malphite, the Astro ultimate as well.
And that is a kill. So 2 kills across the map. Can Kralix convert into something here? King's Tribute still available. Will not find it. And Unstoppable Force. That's a double kill here for the Malphite. This is a very, very sad game 2 coming in for Resurgence.
I mean, we talked about the Yasuo together with the Trundle being the combination we were looking for, but in fact, it was the other way around. It's the Jarvan Gallo. That's another combo, mid and jungle pair. This seems to be getting a lot more mileage for the side of Geek Fam. And then 3,000 gold lead at 8 minutes and 9 minutes. If you can't beat them in the league game, you don't have to macro game, you snowball against them. And this has the makings of that. They're beating the 2v2 in the bot lane, they're beating the 2v2 in the mid and jungle. I have to say, things definitely looking good for the side of Geek Fam.
So whether they can snowball this into a mid-game advantage is the question, because RSG, their composition still excels a bit more in team fighting. They have the Ornn, they have the Rakan as well as the Varus, so these are champions that actually control the fight pretty well. Whereas for Geek Fam, they're really good at diving. So if you can afford to play the map well, space equally, and not get hit by all those incoming chain CC, they actually could fare pretty well in the mid-game.
Now it looks like my prediction, the first half of it was wrong. I predicted a Malphite TP that would take CLR's life in the bottom lane. Turns out there's been no Malphite TP to the bottom lane so far, and CLR has fallen once. It was to a Jarvan gank in this case. And I have to say that I need to revise my read on that prediction. Oh, does he go for it? Gets the last breath!
Oh, uses the Ignite as well, blocking the damage with the Wind Wall, but will dash away. Another auto attack will do it. True Shot Barrage being dodged here, so very good footwork coming from Raven. But guess who's going to come in off the back? It is Kra. He picks up a kill for himself. Charms the support as well. The Chains of Corruption being used here by Ciela. Can he find a kill with the Piercing Arrow? But no, he will not. Heroic Entrance being used to knock up the Trundle. Raven disengaging very quickly, but he will get taken down by the Malphite. Here comes the Ornn Horn being used. Everyone here deciding to disengage. I think Shiny will find a kill onto Kra, and RSG come out worse for wear in that fight. I don't think
not the end of it just yet.
Yeah, Resurgence here still looking like they want more. They get a counter kill here, but Shiny is the one tanking up the damage, and across the board it is a 2 for 2, as we did see Baron as well as 404 go down earlier.
Well, I mean, we talked about the snowball. We talked about snowball. This is where you really want to start winning these fights against them, because when flashes are up, you want to. When the flashes are down, that's when you want to win the fights. Because when the flashes are up, there's so much outplay potential for the side of RSG, and that's when you're going to lose the next fight. When they have flashes available for themselves, where they are able to dodge your big spells and your big ultimates, flash out of them, and then re-engage with you.
Right.
So, I think this is actually not exactly the good omen for the side of Geek Fam, because they were not able to win the fight decisively despite having all Resurgence's flashes down, and they were not able to convert into an objective.
Yeah, the running theme of this game is using your ultimates and seeing how you can convert them into wins. As you mentioned, not really finding much wins that fight. So now Resurgence, it's their turn to counterattack. Inferno Dragon available. Can they convert? They are sending Raven down to the bot lane to be the side lane threat against what appears to be the Malphite as well as Galio.
We see multiple members just converging around right now. The Astral, this is a AP Astral that we see being built here. He's going for the Sheen. I do believe that he's going to be building that to a Lich Bane, I think. But that will mean that he's going to be extremely squishy. And I actually have to feel that the Ornn will be rather effective against him.
Yeah, the Abyssal Mask not the option here for you-know-who's Galio. Instead, going for the Rod of Ages, I support the decision. There's not much AP threat on the side of Resurgence, so go for the scaling health, go for the scaling AP. It's going to do you much better.
And I like this from Resurgence. They know ultimate's not available. They know that the ultimates are not available, so they just give up the dragon. Okay, you know what? We're just going to respect the fact they've grouped S5 on the dragon, and we do damage to objectives across the map.
They also took into account the fact that Geek Fam have a goal lead, have the better items right now, so actually not much wiggle room to play around in these fights. So conceding the small loss in order to gain a better victory in the future, but it is a kill that might be coming in here onto Olivia Baron. One more auto attack. Can they find it? The piercing arrow not being used just yet, so no. But meanwhile on the bot lane, 3 members onto the Yasuo here, and it's starting to look a bit like a solo queue game for this Yasuo in the bot lane.
And the Varus actually uses Flash to go in for that one, so that means the Varus does not have Flash for the next time the Malphite, Galio, and Jarvan will be going for him. So I think the death counter is going to be increased by 1 more for Ciela sometime within the next 5 minutes of this game.
Yeah, but meanwhile Raven 0-4 and 1 not looking too hot. A bit nervous for how this Yasuo pick is going to pan out, because we talked about how with the Trundle they can easily activate the last breath, but now, you know, they aren't sticking together too much. He's just getting dogpiled consistently by the members of Geek Fam. This Yasuo pick not really paying off that well.
No unstoppable was available for the Malphite, but they're trying to be going for the flank right now. Here comes the Galio. Oh, number right there.
This is very dangerous here for Geek Fam, because Resurgence, they're turning this around. I say that, but they're turning the fight so well On to Resurgence, the flash over the wall, the knock-up though to chase, and this is Revive going down, so 3 members falling in exchange for a Jarvan who had a great Cataclysm to start that fight.
I mean, they don't need the unstoppable force, and that's the thing that's probably the miscalculation on the side of Resurgence. Yeah, Malphite can use on the Yasuo, but there's still the Cataclysm, there's still the hero's entrance from the Gallo as well, and they end up walking into the trap. This is kind of like giving Resurgence a taste of their own medicine. Back in the previous year, throughout the 2017 season, they were very well known for playing Xayah in the bottom lane and playing lots of Gallo Jarvan. Guess what? Geek Fam is playing right now.
Yeah, this is a strategy being run against them, and you're talking about, you know, hyping up rather this Yasuo pick. It's not paying off at all. I'm a bit nervous how Rsg are going to claw their way back into this game.
And we see the armor items being built as well. The Ninja Tabites across the board, tons of armor. Varus does have a fair bit of AP damage available for himself, and the Ornn as well does do AP damage. So I think that this is still kind of okay for the side of Resurgence. But the Yasuo, his ability to split push in the silence. He's down 30 CS as compared to the Galio. He's behind the experience curve by an entire level. So his effectiveness, really, we have to put a question mark up onto it. We have to wait until he gets to the 3 item point, where he's just going to be this split push menace. But until then, we're going to see the side of Geek Fam consistently dogpile onto him.
Right, so RSG are going to have to sort of stem the bleeding and wait for Yasuo to get big. Meanwhile, it's up to Geek Fam to make full use of their ultimates like they did in the previous fight to sort of go in and get the wombo combo and eliminate them from scaling. Eliminate scaling as an option rather.
I mean, the one good thing here is that there's no Baron available right yet for Resurgence, so they don't have to worry about face checking into the Malphite Jarvan Gallo combination right now. But you just look at this, and it's such a ballsy team composition. Just picking up the Azrael, saying we do not want to give you Azrael, to the point that we're just gonna play the support. And oh, here comes the Ornn ultimate. They're going on the Gallo.
Yeah, does knock him up. True shot barrage off the back, not gonna do too much. Ciela finds the kill onto you know who, and that's some gold at least going the way of this Varus.
Malphite versus the Cannon Minion versus Bob the Cannon Minion. It looks like Bob the Cannon Minion is actually winning.
Oh, Raven now wants to take the challenge against Shiny.
I don't think he can do this.
Nope, he's backing off. Unstoppable Force being used. One more auto attack. Can Raven escape from this because he is burning down? He gets the knockup, gets the shield refresh as well, and he's just kiting around this fight. But nope, it's gonna be Shiny with the last auto attack to finish him off.
And they're going to be trading objectives all around the map. The Xayah picks up the tier 1 top lane turret, while meanwhile 4 members of Resurgence just group down mid and push it down. The sheer amount of armor on the Malphite, 6, 0, and 2 compared to 0 and 5 Yasuo. There's no chance the Yasuo is able to win the duel against him. I think kind of lost his mind there for a moment as well. With the red buff on the Malphite as well, I have to say that was a 2 thumbs down play from Yasuo.
Resurgence don't really have an answer to this Malphite who is 6, 0, and 2, because if you send Ornn to sort of counter a split push, then you don't have someone to disengage your fights, and Geek Fam are just going to run straight at you. But if you send a Yasuo, well, he just dies, and it's starting to look a bit dire here for the Singaporean side. The Malaysians, however, looking comfortable with their lead.
I mean, I wouldn't exactly say dire is the term just yet. It is, they are behind. It's very comfortable for them. Red buff takes him down. They do get him.
They find him with the last Mystic Shot to put him in range for the Ignite to kill him, and now 5v4 with the man advantage. They're just going to walk down mid lane.
Now this feels dire.
Yeah. This is, not to mention, they still have the Malphite on the bottom side of the map, just split pushing. He has teleport, he has unstoppable force, so he can make an impact if he chooses. Yasuo, what are you doing there, my friend? I don't think you should be that extended. Oh, a flash heal, flash auto attack being used there. Yasuo coming off the back, Resurgence trying to turn this fight around. They find one, can they find the second? Yes, they do. They find the third as well. So overstepping the boundaries here, Resurgence taking advantage of that. Geek Fam have to be very careful. Uses the heroic entrance to get the heck out of dodge. Goes to the bottom side of the map. And flees this fight for now.
Oh, would he be able to find the Galio? He does make it out of there in time. And Resurgence, they're able to stave off the heat for now. And I have to say, getting those shutdown kills, especially onto the Jarvan, would be some nice gold in the pockets. And you have to wonder, is this Azrael going to fall for any point of time in the game? Because as a AD carry, you usually want a certain amount of gold. But this Azrael is going to be very far behind the gold curve as compared to the rest of the team. So in terms of dealing damage to tanky champions of the Triangle like the Ornn, he wouldn't be really all too effective.
Alex using the pillar to get out of that one, and I think they were a bit worried that Shiny was going to re-engage with the unstoppable force, so they back off wisely. This is a dragon that has to be forfeited, so this is 2 dragons now going for Geek Fam, while RSG just buys some time for Raven to farm up in the top side.
4-2 and 5 on the Varus. He does have the Rage Blade as well as the Runan's Hurricane. There's going to be a lot of damage to the tank. So if you're not able to delete Ciela with the engage, I have to say that retreating away from this Varus is going to be a problem for the side of Geek Fam.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. We have seen Ciela play very aggressively with the flash engager so far, and he really needs to stop that. He really needs to keep himself safe so that he can survive the engage coming through.
The flash has to be a last resort to get out of these fights, and I like that point, just be careful with your positioning. Hold on here, Raven jumping right in, gets deleted immediately. Shiny is godlike, and the fight looking quite dire for RSG right now. Everyone looking to disengage the Cataclysm, keeping members of what appears to be Geek Fam stuck under the turret.
Well, I mean, that was Raven. He tried to go for the Trundle combination, but he didn't hit the last ref in time.
Yeah.
There was a mechanical misplay coming through, else they would probably have gotten the delete down onto Desire. So, small blip over there. Perhaps they haven't practiced this as much as they would like to have had.
RSG trying their best to pick up the pieces and still stay relevant. 1-6 and 3 right now is Raven. Ciela still looking quite positive on the scoreboard, 4-2 and 5. I feel like he's the guy now that the onus is going to fall on for them to keep themselves relevant in this game.
So throughout this entire game, we're going to have to keep tabs on the flash status of Ciela. Tries to go for the grand entrance, doesn't really find it. And the poke damage from Azrael actually starting to tickle a little bit more than it hurts now.
Yeah, keep an eye on to the flash timers you were talking about. Making sure that they have a way to escape from a lot of the hard CC coming in from the members of Geek Fam.
And for all that Raven has spent time split pushing the side lanes, he's still down in CS as compared to his mid lane counterpart, and he's still a level down versus the Malphite, which is the person he really needs to be able to beat in the side lane.
They're gonna find a Malphite here with the scanner. Kra doing his best to escape, does get out, and was Baron started? I don't think, no. Okay, so we're gonna have a pause coming in for a couple of seconds.
Pause time, it's a grey screen, but note you haven't died. This is just us in some form of technical difficulty. We're waiting for an update for the players, and we'll update as soon as possible.
Yeah, to raise a point, I really like how far ahead this Malphite is, taking away Revive's pick and making it his own. This top laner from Malaysia looking pretty good actually.
Well, I have to feel that this is really kind of a wasted opportunity from the side of RSG. They had strong pushing lanes, and I feel that the biggest waste in terms of their execution so far is not making better use of the Trundle Yasuo. And I think that that's probably a good reason for it as well. We saw them in the later stages try to get assassination on Desire, whiffed it. So if you go for the 2v2 and you're not able to get it, oh, he's just standing still there, solid like a rock.
Clearing out the wards now, this Ezreal in the support position, trying his best to get vision for his team. You know who's Galio going to the bot side to clear out the wave now. This is a banner of command. Oh, careful. That Ezreal falling very low. This is a banner of command cannon minion, so it is immune to magic damage. So he's gonna have to take his time to slowly punch this one down.
Score: banner minion 1, Galio 0.
Oh, there you go. The combo being used. Shiny is the target for 2 members now. The King's Tribute used as well to make him very, very vulnerable. They find the top laner of Geek Fam. That was the combo. Yeah.
There we go. Trundle, Yasuo. That's the combo. That's the combo we're looking for, and they need to do it small. They're starting it up.
Oh, they're starting the Baron, but with the Galio on the bottom side, I don't think he can use the heroic entrance.
Jarvan Galio.
Yeah, they have Jarvan Galio in the pit. They're gonna die here, Jensen. I feel like I can smell the death coming in. Olivia Baron finds the first kill. Call of the Forge God being used to disengage, and 3, 4, 5 members being knocked up. Everyone from RSG falling like flies. The only member alive is Revive, and you could see that happening. It was almost like a car accident. You don't want to take your eyes off it, but they're all in the pit and just like, it was painful to watch.
They have Jarvan Galio. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
This is certainly Baron for Geek Fam. The Malaysians now wearing the purple buff themselves, looking to close this game out with a 8,000 goal lead.
I'm just speechless. This is just I'm here like saying, oh, RSG, they're such a good team. They know how to macro on the map. Well, openers go Jarvan Gale, you know, let's just start Baron.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they felt like because they had the Malphite, they could win that fight. Or they killed the Malphite rather, but maybe a bit of an overextension.
Oh, can he get this? Here comes the Toronto.
A lot of damage being put down. He flashes away, the knockup being used, and the last breath down to combo. I don't think anyone from Geek Fam is coming up to support this, so Raven will find a pick and get rid of one Baron buff at least. And that's quite important as well because Galio is almost always going to be in the side lane split pushing.
I mean, this picks in the silence. We're finally seeing it come true. So they woke up. They woke up and said, okay, we have a way to attack the side lanes after the slight pause that we had just now. But that Baron call makes me sad. It really makes me sad. So they just want to keep repeating this. Every time last breath is out, get a pink, get a Q on the Yasuo. With him to get the 3 items, I think he actually needs 4 items now that he's actually 1 entire item behind the Malphite at this point of time.
Yeah.
And then we see where the game can go from there. But by no means is the game over because they give the Baron over. It's just that from what it looked like a advantageous situation, and then now they find themselves in the 8,000 gold deficit.
What do you think are the loose conditions? You know, something we talked about early on in the stream. What are the loose conditions here for Team Geek Fam?
Engaging onto the Varus, not killing the Varus, and getting wrecked by him. That's a very, very real possibility right here. He's going for the natural steal. So this is the AP Varus build. The W empowered Q is gonna do buckets tons of damage.
Especially because it deals a percentage HP based off your AP, so the scaling is actually quite strong at this point. If they overreach, as you mentioned, I think that Varus might be in a position to turn this game around. Resurgence also known for team fighting really well, so I wouldn't put it out of their hands to kind of turn this game around by team fighting.
Are they gonna try contest this without the Yasuo?
No.
They're gripping up for it. Okay, they're just clearing the jungle. It's fair enough.
Without the Yasuo, there's no way they want to fight that.
I mean, for what it's worth, it is rather difficult for this team composition to fight against RSG's team composition, to siege against RSG's team composition without going for a dive. Without going for a dive. If there was an Astral AD carry, yes, you have the poke coming through from the Astral.
Yeah, but the short range of the Xayah just doesn't do work for them.
And this Astral probably just tickles rather than effectively does damage.
This is a strange position here coming in because they wanted to commit to the bot side but instead rotate over to mid, and now they will get the inhibitor turret for free. Will RSG reply?
So the thing here that's different is that they have the Baron buff, and that's why giving out the Baron puts them in a situation where they can actually siege the high ground and they get the first inhibitor for themselves. Now, I have to feel that this is a game for Geek Fam to lose. There's still definitely a chance for RSG to win it, but if Geek Fam, they are able to play it tight, they are able to manage their engages properly, they should be able to take this game.
So the loose condition is overreach for Varus and don't get him. We have to see if RSG can keep that Varus safe and turn the fight around with his item spikes now. This is an AP Varus, so a lot of damage as long as he's left alive, and that's a great knockup. He gets 2 members, and this is a wombo combo coming in. Who's the one that's going to come out alive? 2 members of RSG getting, 2 members of
Varus in the back line.
It's a lot of damage coming in, and the Varus still alive. They're turning this fight around. There's 2, 3, 4, 5 members being picked up. And for a moment, it looks super shaky because the heroic entrance managed to knock everyone up, but Ciela left completely untouched in the back, turned the fight around.
You know, when I watch them, it reminds me of those Witted Blend videos. You just throw everything inside. You turn the blend on. Zzz, Witted Blend. That is the question. And in this case, Geek Fam does indeed blend.
Yeah.
I have to say, big ultimate coming through from Vibe hitting on the multiple people, forcing the Xayah ultimate, and the moment the Xayah lands, all that follow-up coming through, they're trying to lock them down, and it puts them in a very awkward position. There was this Trundle pillar in the center of the Jarvan Cataclysm.
The strength I feel like Geek Fam has is they have to be the ones that make the first move, right? If they choose to dive, then there's nothing much that RSG can do except kite away. But when RSG start these fights, there's no reply from Geek Fam.
And Flash still available for Ciela. If Ciela blew that Flash, it would have been good news for Geek Fam, because the next fight, they go in, they delete Ciela, and they go for the Nexus.
Yeah, but right now, that was a 3,000 gold gap being closed. There's still a 5,000 gold gap, still.
So 8,000 to 5,000.
Right,
Yeah.
pretty much, yeah. So
Quick maths.
Quick maths indeed, and that's not to discount, you know, RSG is still in a hole. They have to climb out inch by inch and get themselves to an equal footing.
266 gold earned by this minion.
Oh man, that is value.
Definitely some value for it. That's about 13 minutes being picked up by it. It's 2 waves of minions. Oh.
Rsg playing
Hard-working
this.
minion.
Rsg playing this very close and tight in the bottom side of the map.
Geek Fam is still grouping as 5.
Yeah, they are still grouping as 5. There's no Baron this time, so if they do the same thing, I don't know if this is going to be a repeat performance coming in from Geek Fam. Rsg looking very confident on the high ground here. Oh, that was very tricky. The knock up, the fair storm being used very proactively out the back, and that is a good last breath onto the back. They find the AD carry. Rsg looking super confident in this fight. It's a 1-4 thus far, but guess who's running away? It's the Malaysian side. No one is touching Ciela, and he's just doing buckets of damage. Shiny, the next target to be focused out here from Rsg. As we can see, only the Ezreal as well as the Malphite left alive. I don't think they'll be alive for much longer though. I mean, tell a lie, he gets on the speed shrine and he manages to run away, especially with the Q. So that's, 3 members being picked up. Knock up there.
It's gonna be 4, I believe.
Oh man, this is the world's longest chase, Jensen. But he has the Q.
Or maybe
oh
not.
man, I don't know. Oh, the knock up. Can he get the blast cone? This at a certain point you might want to say, okay, so they stop chasing and makes it back to base.
Okay,
That's
but
3 kills.
Here's the thing. Ciela's flash is now down.
Yep.
So that was the flash on the side of the Jarvan, and Malphite used to try to force the flash of Ciela. Successfully flashed away, and the Varus survived the fight. That's why RSG won the fight. The next fight, Ciela does not have this flash available. And if they can delete him at the start of the fight, they win this one. Geek Fam wins this one.
Yeah, but now the goal gap close to
Baron
3,000.
spawning in 5 seconds.
Baron spawning in 5 seconds. The goal gap closed down to 3,000, and around this small area, I think that's where Geek Fam really thrives. Baron taking a lot of damage here from, Baron. And they look to sneak this one away, but Kralix will spot this out. There is a blast cone, there is a smite available for this Trundle. Wisely backing off out of the Malaysians. They don't want a 50-50 game here. Inhibitor is going to be respawning very soon in the mid lane in a couple of minutes, so that should be a brief respite for Resurgence Gaming here.
Respite of this, and they have to be worried. I actually feel that Geek Fam, they really want to be trying to find any way to hunt the Varus. That is the important guy. They have to assassinate him.
Yeah, he has a death cap, and this is full AP Varus, guys.
And actually, full AP Varus is the strongest late game champion in the game.
Yeah.
Because of the sheer amount of DPS he deals. He is an immobile champion though, so if they are able to take him out, that is all about killing the Varus right now. They don't kill the Varus, they get shredded instantly.
It's a really good tank buster as well, and when you have the Malphite, the Jarvan, the Galio, it works wonders really, and we've been seeing that the past few team fights. As long as Ciela can stay safe, I think RSG look very happy. Running down the mid lane here is Geek Fam. They are pinging down onto the dragon, so that could be the next objective, but guess what, the reply coming in here, RSG, are they going to take the bait? Because if they start this Baron, they're almost certainly going to die. Remember what happened the previous Baron. Oh, here we go. Backing off wisely here, they will find a Xayah. Kra opting not to force the engage onto that one. The Malphite in the bot lane though has the teleport, so can join at a later date, but is going to be clearing out the way first.
They have zoned their opponents off this at this point of time. They can just push this out, and I actually think they can start it now.
Yeah, they can start it because everyone from Geek Fam is on the bottom side of the map, but do they have enough damage to burst this down first? Because Kra is not there. This is a 4v5 at best, and the True Shot Barrage is going to spot this out being done very quickly. Malphite teleporting in. Can they burn this one down? They're disengaging from this. They're running away. Baron is going to start regenerating in a couple of seconds, and I think Geek Fam have done a good job at dissuading this Baron attempt from the Singaporean side. RSG with a good heads up call to back off.
Now they're just buying time. They're just buying time for Varus to get the flash back up. That is the important summon spell. Once they have that summon spell, there's going to be so much confidence back on the side of RSG. And it's almost there. It's just left with 1/8 of the way.
So we're looking at about 20 seconds as RSG buys some time for this flash to come out for Ciela. And now 3 core items done for this Yasuo, who is not in the best position. Has the Frozen Mallet as well.
So for what it was worth, they did force the Malphite teleport,
sneaky
and
Baron.
the Baron has been started up.
Sneaky Baron, the teleport coming in from Revive, and I don't know how they're gonna pull this off because guess what? Geek Fam are backing off, so that was a teleport being baited out by Revive.
One last wave, and then Varus has the flashback up.
Yeah,
I have to feel Geek Fam.
the timer's running out.
Timer's running out. But Flash is still a Twitch reaction kind of thing.
Yeah.
You catch him snoozing. You come from the flank. He doesn't see you coming. You hit him with the crowd control. You still kill him.
I want to point out that neither top laner has teleport right now, although for what it's worth, the Galio still has his teleport, so he can be devoted to pushing the side waves if he needs to. RSG with Ornn in the bot lane setting up the wave to push. Can they dissuade any attempt on Baron that is being started right here by Geek Fam?
Varus Flash is up.
Oh, the Baron going very low. It's 7,500, going below 7,000 now. This might be the trigger pulled here for RSG. Where is the Call of the Forge God? When is it gonna be used? They're engaged off the backline. They find a great knockup and they isolate Desire. Can they get the kill though? Raven gets the assassination attempt. Meanwhile, Ciela completely untouched in the back. He's just doing so much damage. This could be a great fight for Resurgence. Geek Fan backing off with 3 members. Is this Baron? Because Desmond's still alive with the flag and drag, with the smite and flash, can steal away the objective.
No ultimates available. Forge First gonna give up his life here.
Yeah, he's gonna use the stopwatch to prolong his life for a couple of seconds. Might have to be careful there, the spacing, but nevertheless, I think this should be a Baron being taken away. I'm quite curious to see how or whether the Jarvan can come in to steal this one, because right now he's being chased away by the Ornn. 5,000 health left. Oh, Unstoppable Force being used here. Can they take down Ciela? No, he pops the heal just in time to deny the kill, and they get the man advantage as well. Desmond now denies amazing pillar there to deny the flag and drag in, and they will get the kill on the Jarvan as a bonus on top of that. A Resurgence.
So sick.
1,000 gold. 1,000 gold. That's the difference right now. Team Singapore clawed their way back into this game. How are Geek Fam gonna push themselves ahead now?
When we use the word genius to describe people, it's not something they use to describe people very likely. But when it comes to Kralix, he deserves the word genius. When it comes to understanding the game, when it comes to allocating resources, when it comes to controlling the team around the map, and when it comes down to being clutch, he is all of it. Usually you have players, they have like 1 or 2 of those areas and you're trying to get a 3rd skill or a 4th skill. This guy, he's the complete package.
This is really scary because when you saw the fight start, right, I was just watching it in slow motion as it appeared in front of me. Kra landed an amazing knockup and the communication was so solid. Raven just got on the backline, landed the last breath, and you could see the panic from Olivia Baron. There was no way they could escape from that fight. And when you bring the threat to their backline, it means that Ciela can be even safer in these fights.
Now Ciela does not have flash though, so Resurgence, they have to be careful. If the Varus gets assassinated, they lose the game here. They still lose the game. But this is a banner super minion.
I want to bring up the point to the fact that the composition of Geek Fam is very good at being proactive. If they start these fights, if they force these fights like this, the Varus could very well go down, and he does. And this is an advantage going the way of Geek Fam. But can they turn this fight around? Because guess who's on the backline? It is Revive, and he finds a kill there. A second kill. The Yasuo now to the point where he can actually start doing damage. This is not a meme Yasuo anymore. This is the dream come true. RSG find 4 members at the cost of a Varus, and they will be looking to close out this inhibitor turret and the inhibitor as well.
So I have to say that we kind of split it half and half. You say that 4 deaths, you got the number correct. I say the last death is the fight that RSG win. They blow everything and they only get Ciela. And they realize that, oh wait, Raven's certainly relevant.
Yeah, Raven's got to the point where his crits actually hurt, and Revive is huge. He's 7-1 and 17. This top laner is such a huge motivator for the team, and right now RSG 2-0. They are the champions, representing Singapore and Malaysia next week against Australia, 26th of May, for a chance to go to China.
I've had a history of criticizing this team ever since their days as Chorus, as Rigel. They've changed a lot of players, they've made a lot of changes to the organization. Structurally, the coaching staff has come in as well, and I'm liking what I'm seeing over here. People say that I was too harsh, I was too unfair towards them. But I feel that they did make some mistakes. I mean, I'm still upset by the fact that they started the Baron against the Jarvan Galio, but the bot lane has stepped up. It's no longer let's survive and then hope I wouldn't make mistakes kind of team. They are able to play a proactive game. They're able to play towards the side lanes. They understand how to set up for vision.
Yeah.
They understand how to set up for objectives, and they know how to win and control team fights.
It's an extremely solid game coming in here from RSG. Congrats to the Singaporean side and commiserations to the Malaysians. They made an extremely good journey though, knocking out Sovereign, and that was really surprising to me. But nevertheless, good luck to the boys coming in next week when they play Australia. Of course, guys, the stream will be up here for you guys, so you can just watch and enjoy that as it goes on.
Now, my name is Jensen, and thank you so much for tuning in to the viewers today. It was a pleasure casting for you guys, and casting with me today was Daryl.
Yeah, so till then, guys, we will see you next week, 26. Stay tuned to the 1U Facebook page, of course. This cup organized by the Chinese Cyber Cafe 1U. So this is something that they've been doing for a couple of years. This is the 9th year, in fact.
And do check out their LAN centers in Beauty World. It's a pretty nice place, as well as at Bugis.
Yeah, so for more information, of course, stay tuned to their Instagram, their Facebook, and we will see you guys next week.
See you guys.